right, so we've got a guest or a question rather, from our previous guest, Julian Evier, who made the Threshold game and also worked in Arcane over the past
The
couple
what
of
game?
years. Threshold.
Threshold.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he worked at Arcane.
Have you played
as well.
Threshold?
Oh, okay. I know who you're talking about now. The name didn't ring a bell at first, or the name didn't click at first. It rang a bell.
Yeah, that's actually a game that fits into that same category as Iron Lung.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What is? I know what this game is, but oh, okay, this one.
Oxygen.
Yeah. I have this wish listed. That looks horrifying.
It's really
It's
good.
very
It's
good.
a very short game. Yeah, you can beat it in like an hour, but it's just the mechanics of it, the atmosphere of it. Deadforge is right, and it's very kind of Iron Lung adjacent in terms of how you feel about
it. Has
playing.
like 5+ endings and all kinds of other stuff.
Nice.
So there's a lot of cool and neat details that change depending on certain things you do or don't do.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Yeah, that one's on my wish list. Immediately, it was like, oh, that looks horrible in the best way.
Yeah, well, his question is asking you to choose between your children, apparently. He goes, which of your own games do you love the most from the pre-Dusk era?
Oh, from the pre-Dusk era. Oh, geez. They all represent different things. I think if we take that question in terms of like which one I like the most as a complete package, as like a game, which one I think represents the best vision, I think it's Moonsliver. But I think in terms of like the ambition of what I was trying to do at the time, Music Machine, I don't feel a lot of connection to Fingerbones anymore. I'm just
really
a completely different person now. I don't feel like, yeah, but I appreciate that I did like land on something there that worked for a lot of people, and still I get people who are like, that's one of my favorite games. I don't think I could possibly remake it now. I'm just a completely different person artistically. And then Wolf and Autumn, like, I tried.
I thought that was really good.
I think, oh, really? I appreciate that. That's one. I'm always like, oh, it could have been so much better.
Yeah.
Like I got mired down in the wrong stuff. But anyway, so that's a long answer. I think probably as a whole, the Moonsliver, because that's the one that, like, even now I'm like, I could remake that and that would still be a pretty darn good little narrative horror game. I think everything kind of works together pretty well. There's improvements that could definitely be made, but it's like the core of what's there is all pretty solid, I think.
So it's perfect. Our next episode is actually going to be sort of a Doom 3 breakdown. I think a lot of it was surrounding kind of like the shotgun's functionality, the design of it, why it works, why it may not, this and that. We can go all over the place. I'm sure we'll hit the flashlight as well. We always like to have our guests on the particular episode that we're on ask the future guests a question about their topic normally. Did you have any questions for the panel? That panel on Doom 3 is going to be Under the Mayo, Ruby Ranger, Yak Show, and Trav. Or Trav guy, as you probably knew them in the past.
Oh man. I think that I could come up with like a dozen Doom 3, because Doom 3 is like an infinite well of discussion. But I'm gonna go with just the basic one, which is, do you think Doom 3 is a good Doom game? Why or why not?
That's a very open-ended question, actually, because it incites discussion. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that could be the entire podcast just discussing that.
Yeah. That's a pretty enticing and pretty nuanced question that answers very, very wildly on.
And the answers change depending on... Yeah, and the answers, like, the discussion changes depending on when the question is asked. Yeah. Because, like I've touched on before, a decade ago, it would have been a very different discussion than it is now. because now you have to contend with what is a good Doom game.
Yeah.
Now there's like
I mean, I remember
3 different versions of
I
what's
remember
a
the
good
discussion around it when I was playing it as a kid. When I was playing Doom 3, I remember a discussion around it because a lot of people like to compare it with the movie that came out around a similar time, and it didn't help that there were correlations with aspects of the way they did the film and Doom 3, and then on top of that, it was like, Doom's not a horror game. And I'm like, yeah, well, kind of is, though. Like, the original was kind of meant to be a horror game, and people forget that because they just focus on the action-y FPS
That's one of those, that's one of those filter
Doom
opinions.
becomes less scary.
Yeah, that's one of those, like, filter opinions where it's like, if you think Doom was never a horror game, we know, like, the level of knowledge you have of Doom now at this point.
What do you think is the best Doom game?
Oh Lord, what do I think is the I am a staunch advocate of Doom 1 and Doom 2 being considered the same game because they basically are the same. Like, Doom 2 is basically an expansion.
I agree with that
makes it
sentiment,
easier,
actually,
because then I'd say, well, obviously the original Doom 1/Doom 2, like, that's the best Doom game. If we don't combine them, it's really hard because Doom is a series that has there are multiple titles that could vie for position in the best FPSs of all time list. So, like, I think I'd have to go still with, like, Doom 1, just on the basis of, like, if there's very few video games in general that can say that can boast that level of influence and also that level of still being still being fun to play now, still being relevant.
I don't know if there's any game that exists,
and that combination is like whether you oh, sorry, what was that?
Sorry, I know the lag was bad, I could tell. But yeah, I think I even said that in some Doom video I made a million years ago. It's like, that seems like no other game can quite boast playing that well 30 years out. Not your Marios, not your Zeldas, nothing like that. It's nearly
I think it's it has a very strong argument for being one of the best games of all time. And for me, very clearly, like, this is
I agree.
Whether you believe FPSs should be, or whether you believe things should be judged based on legacy or based on how good they are at that moment, it's like Doom has a pretty good claim to both at the same time.
Yeah.
So however, Doom Eternal is really good. Doom 3, I think, while I would not put that in a best FPSs of all time list, I think that time has been exceedingly good to Doom 3, and it is better now than it was ever on release, just in terms of, like, how fun it is to play. Because, like, on release, it was like, what is this mid-2000s shooter doing to my Doom? And now going back and playing it, it's like, this is awesome. It's Doom plus Half-Life plus System Shock 2.
People forget it's a remake of the first game.
Yeah. So, but anyway, that's all to say, like, it's really hard to pick a best Doom game, but I have to go with the boring answer of the original.
Yeah.
I would say Doom 1. Yeah.
Do you think that Doom 2 is an expansion as well, Deadforge?
Oh, hell yeah. I don't know if you ever watched my video, my Doom and Quake are Eternal, retrospective thing that I did. One of the early points of that video was that I don't think that Doom 2 is the sequel to Doom. I think it's an expansion of Doom, and that Quake was the actual Doom 2, in my opinion.
I could be on board with that.
It's a mega.
It was kind of like they kind of progress in a way that makes sense, because Quake is like the next evolution. It still has that kind of, demonic. It's a bit more medieval, but it still has that same kind of weird, culty, Cthulhu-ish weirdness going on, which I think was great.